Let's get all cozied up here, shall we? Hello, hello, hello. Yeah. Welcome. Welcome to the sort of behind the scenes side of things here. I'll just keep kicking the camera. My intent with this is to create something that is a little more unedited, uncut, kind of not for you, in a sense, but in some ways, for me. I guess if I'm going to follow that thought through, this is a way for me to sort of, vlog and talk about some of the things that have been really interesting to me in this process of getting started in comedy here at the age of 37 now, starting what's arguably my second or third or fourth career, kind of depending on how you look at things. So my intent with this is that it's kind of content for the intellectually curious. It may not be funny all the time. It may not be funny at all. It might be fucking depressing sometimes. But I hope it's interesting because to me, as somebody who just overanalyzes the shit out of everything, which I think you have to have a little bit of that gene in you to do some comedy, there are some very interesting things about it that you don't hear when you're not on, or that you maybe don't learn when you're not on this side of the microphone. This is going to be raw, pretty, like, I don't intend to really edit this. I have notes, like legit, just like on old school pen and paper notes. So this first video is really just to talk about the nature of this series and like what you can expect from it. I think one thing that I can do with this that will be fairly interesting is sort of like behind the bit pieces. So where we can, for example, take a look at, I can take a look at a bit like the Russian "go fuck yourself" bit and break down things like how background behind it, other things that might be interesting to you, what I thought was good about it, maybe what I don't like about it, what I've iterated on, because what you don't see when you hear that 3 minutes of comedy or the 5 minutes or the 10 minutes is the amount of time that goes into writing that content, iterating on that content, stressing over it, over and over, even the placement of individual words. Like, my stuff is not perfect, right? I'm not beat perfect, and I don't pretend to be like a Bo Burnham. Like, that man is a genius, and if I can achieve just 1% of what he's achieved, I'll be thrilled. But there's still a lot of work that goes into it. For me, the bar for putting something on my YouTube channel is basically like, okay, this is probably the 95%. I've iterated on it a bunch, and I'll continue to iterate on it the more that I give it, and as I have opportunities to perform it live. Almost always something changes when you perform it live, and often the inspiration in the moment of changing a word or two can be like, that's what you need to actually refine the bit. But that's diving down a rabbit hole. That's something that we can do on this format, right? The green room is the place where comics prepare, performers in general, but comics, it's where you go before you jump on stage. It's where you have your bowl of green M&Ms and whatever other weird shit is in your writer. And so we'll be able to do things like talk about what it's like to start over at 37 and start new in comedy. What are the things that transfer, the skill sets that transfer? What are the things that don't? What are the ways in which I'm like literally fresh-faced and brand new? How am I naive? Or what are the ways in which I've discovered I'm naive yet? Because I'm sure there are many that I just don't know yet. So we can talk about writing material. We can talk about building an audience, even getting to things like studio setups and equipment. At some point, if this is a thing that people enjoy, I'll probably start taking questions and trying to answer those. Maybe that'll still be this. Maybe I'll do a separate thing entirely for that. We'll kind of play it by ear. I think that's one of the exciting things for me about this. Maybe it is for you too. Uh, this is going to be a it's all subject to change. It's all evolving. I have no idea what this is going to look like. I could decide a month from now that I'm like, you know what, this isn't going fast enough. I'm not doing well enough and I'm out. Like, I hope that's not the case. I really hope so, because so far I'm having a blast with it. And I have a fair amount of runway, just, sort of full disclosure, from a financial standpoint, the results of my previous careers have led me to a place where I'm very lucky to be able to just take this time and experiment for a while. Those are all things we can talk about. It's going to be interesting for me. Maybe it will for you too. I hope so. In any case, if you're still here, if you're still with me, if you're still interested, thanks for being along for the ride. Like, genuinely. Without an audience, I'm just a dude shouting into a microphone. And with an audience, I'm a dude shouting into a microphone to a community. And that's cool. Yeah. Let's call it there. I think that's good for now. Thank you.